Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello and welcome back.
So we're looking at a beautiful painting there of some fairies.
Isn't that cute?
It is. You look at our myths and legends, and they're rooted in truths.
Oh, definitely. And we've been cut off from a lot of those truths.
So there is what's called the Devic kingdom, and we've talked to you guys about the Devas, which are the gods of the Hindu pantheon, but also there's just the Devic kingdom in general, including nature spirits whose sole function is to take care of, say, for instance, one particular plant.
That's right.
And each one of us has beings, elemental beings, that are basically, it's their job to take care of our physical body.
They're in our meridians, and when they do come work on us, they exit the meridian and work on that area.
Yeah, so when I'm doing standing QiGong meditation, which is called Zhang, Cindy can see these beings come out, and she'll tell me which parts of the body they're working on.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, well, she's blessed with amazing insight. And so she could actually see my meridians and energy body. Today we had a super powerful meditation and mantra session, and so powerful I had to kind of cut it short, which we still were going for quite a while, and then do it in two pieces, and maybe we'll do a third in a little while, because the energy was just so strong. So when I was doing the standing, I asked her to take a look, and what do you see? And
Well, the diamond in the middle was like spinning. It was spinning this time, and then it's hard to describe what I saw around your head, but it looked like sound waves coming out, and out.
yeah, and you said it was like larger than you remember seeing before.
Yeah. It was big. Yeah.
Emanating throughout the room, and where we are right now, the ceilings are like 16 feet high. It's interesting, like the diamond that she's talking about is the Merkaba spinning, the light body spinning. And, again, these elemental beings, they will come out and they'll work on different meridians, and they'll work on the joints, they'll work on the liver, the kidneys, whatever it needs to be worked on. And so every person out there, you're actually more of a group of beings when you get down to it, because there are these elemental beings that are working on maintaining your physical body. And the beings that we call like these fairy beings, they do have a very, very important purpose in life, and it's to maintain life and maintain even the very fabric of this reality, in not just in this dimension, but in the higher dimensions as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something that we've always had, but we've been disconnected from, and that's sad.
And so, when beings are basically composed of less dense materials than we are, they can change. They could change their shape. They could change their form. They could appear as different things.
Yeah, and they can do different things.
Most definitely. So, here we are most definitely humanizing them. And here we see another whimsical photo here, or picture, of some Devic type beings. Our myths and our legends are born in truth. And in many cases, you might just see them as interesting balls or forms of light. Now, this is more like how I see them usually.
Yeah, I see them more like a picture in my head.
Mm-hmm. And I'll see actual energy patterns with my visual eyes, and as well as sometimes get complete like photographic imprints into the third eye. So one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this is a great picture that Miss Dragon sent in, our family member Miss Dragon. I believe she is in Washington. I know she's in the Pacific Northwest. I think it's Washington. So let's look at the big one first. There's several of these orbs here, and probably one there, and possibly you were feeling like there's something over here too. Mm-hmm. And when we see these orbs, they're consciousness. Yeah. Everything is consciousness. And really, when we're out of the body, we may very well appear to look just like this to other beings.
Mm-hmm. Right, and they're using their Merkabas, and you can almost see two beings in the big one, and I'm looking at the other little one. It looks like a little fairy inside of that one. You can see beings inside of these things.
Which is so cool. And I've seen this too before many, many times. And I took a photo once as I was driving. I just got an impression that there was something there. And I was in Ohio going by a farm field and just took a photo. And then when I looked at it, like later on, clear orb and clear face in it. And I actually probably have it on my old computer. Let's see if I could dig that up. It was just amazing. So what do you guys see in this? Now, again, I see two entities there, two beings, and they look kind of cute. They look adorable, actually.
They are adorable. They're super cute.
So we could see where these myths and legends come from. There's a basis in reality. And as our vibrations are rising higher, we're merging with other realms. There was like a really unusual event here a couple of nights ago, and it freaked me out. I went running out of the house to see what was going on. I really thought maybe a fireball came down, a meteor came down, or whatever. But it was right after I had a huge upgrade. I had a unusual experience from all the meditation and the mantras, and a huge upgrade and opening, releasing of things that have been maybe perhaps holding me back. And Cindy picked up that it was actually a portal that opened because of that massive release.
Right, it was a portal in you and then a portal outside of you.
Yeah, I thought that was fascinating. It's wild. Reality is wild. And consciousness is abounding all around us all the time. And we have paranormal, what people would call paranormal experiences every single day, multiple times every single day.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that there's another world existing around us.
And you feel also just that we are kind of merging upwards into a dimension that is going to give us a lot of sightings, a lot of unusual things, a lot of unusual experiences. And it's good that we get used to having other beings around us, things, it's interesting because like we were doing standing meditation yesterday, and I felt somebody touch my arm clearly. And so I asked Cindy, who's here? And she said it was this one lady that died in a car crash in 1945. I think it was 45. And she's been hanging around us because we can help the dead. And she's been lost. And a lot of souls that die tragically, like if you go to Gettysburg and you walk on that battlefield, you're going to encounter so many discarnates that are still trapped all these years later.
And it's sad if you could imagine, reliving a nightmare over and over and over and over and over, and it's like never ending until you have a realization that you don't need to anymore.
And it can take time. So yeah, she was there, and because I was drawing in so much life force and chi, she was standing next to me to get the benefit of it.
That's what they do.
Yeah, they will do that. And we will, when we know that they're there, we will send them energy as well, consciously, and it will help them. Like we have shared the story that when we were in Nevada, we picked up a little girl that was 12 years old when she passed on a very long time ago. And when Cindy first saw her, what did she look like?
Oh, she looked horrible. Her dress was tattered. Her face was thin. Her eyes were dark. She was just dirty. Her hair was it was knotted. Yeah, she looked really ragged.
And then when we were in New Mexico by the reservation, there was another one that came by. And so the first one from Nevada is Annabelle. And then Little Feather is the one that latched onto us by the reservation, and now they play together. And Annabelle looks much healthier and glowing.
Oh my gosh, she is happier. Her dress is pretty and her hair is, but it's because she came to a realization that she didn't have to be in that state anymore.
Yeah. And so she's getting closer to being able to go through the normal process and do a life review and, basically look forward towards another incarnation.
It just takes time.
It does. So, yeah, I can't wait to see the comments on what you guys see with this one. And let's see, there's the other one. And to me, I see one being in this one. You do too?
Oh, yeah, I definitely see a beautiful fairy in that one.
Yeah, to me, this looks almost like a classic type of fairy. And again, I can't wait to hear what you guys see in this. And the fact is, we're going to have these visions, these encounters more and more and more. So, there is a purpose to all these different realms. This is all part of how the universe works.
It is, and it's so sad that it's been taken away from us, and it used to be just common way back when.
As a little kid, we believed in magic. And then as adults, that's taken away from us and so often. Not always, but so often. But when we start to understand and we go within and we do our inner work and we open up the pineal gland and we activate the kundalini, then it becomes easier to see the magic again, because you could start to have a clearer perception and you could start to recognize these beings that are around us all the time.
Yeah, we just need to take the time to do it.
So, there's fairies, there's elves, there's sprites, there's things that we would call salamanders and undines. There's elemental beings that are over each one of the elements. And then we also have our guides, we have guardian angels. There is most definitely a transition upward through this realm. So beings that might start out basically taking care of a single daisy or a dandelion, at some point in their soul evolution, soul growth, they can become an angel, even an archangel.
Oh, most definitely. They can move up and up and up.
This is part of the process. And so you could see, like, in these beings, well, what's the common denominator there is that they're nourishing life. They're taking care of life. They're cherishing life. And so as we work towards helping others, we are working our own soul evolution.
Yeah, that's very important.
And, there are what you would call guardian spirits, protectors of different areas even. And it was well recognized in ancient times that, a mountain will have its own quote unquote spirit or, guide protecting the area.
Most definitely, yes.
And we could feel it too, and there's a difference in energy just moving from one mountain to another.
There is, and sometimes I'll pick up on certain energies and I'll say, hey, there's a witch protecting this area. They just show up.
Yeah, and we could also view that as a shaman, really.
Definitely. I'm sorry, shaman, yeah.
So we see the archangels, Gabriel, Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and those beings are very, very real, and they have a very, very important and powerful impact on all of us, because these are also the rulers of the elemental kingdoms when you get down to it, and the protectors of the elemental kingdoms as well: earth, air, fire, and water. And of course, the spirit is the Akash, is the ether itself, is the life force. This is all interrelated, and it's all part of the evolutionary process.
It is. And, if you call on them, they will be there.
Most definitely. So we just wanted to share that with you guys. As always, we thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. If anybody needs to make a session with Cindy or I for energy work or coaching, spiritual coaching, anything at all, just let us know. Reach out to us at EEARTS at ProtonMail or evolutionaryenergyarts@gmail.com, and we'll set up a time. And we work just on a donations basis as well, so it's up to you, whatever feels good to you, because we're just here to help, and that's our whole purpose.
That's right.
So God bless and namaste.
God bless and namaste.